ABC Weather Lab. Here's Eric's forecast.
It's starting to get a little cool outside, but not quite as cold as it has been the past several nights. And that's thanks to the clouds that have kind of kept that heat trapped at the surface for a good portion of the evening. Still hanging on to the lower 50s right now. We have a big area of low pressure in the upper atmosphere that's spinning up towards the Dallas area. That's helping to send all this energy our way. You can see showers developing along the Texas coast. A few of those have been trying to work their way into Acadiana this evening, but that is going to combine with a surface low that's developing here in the Gulf of Mexico to make for a very active weekend along the Gulf Coast region. I do think we'll see some showers beginning at some point throughout our Saturday, but the worst of the weather looks like it'll remain just off to our east. But let's take a zoom in look at the radar, and you can see it is very light, and some of this is even having trouble making it all the way due to the ground. But I do think we have some light showers, at least for the Opelousas, Ville Platte, working up towards Bunkie and Marksville and Avoyelles Parish, and then down in Vermilion, down towards Pecan Island, starting to see some of those light showers with the little darker greens showing up. Could get a brief sprinkle here in Lafayette, but it has been fairly light. And as I mentioned, this is kind of having trouble. And the reason for that is we have a temperature of 52, but the dew point is still at 37. So that means humidity is only at 57%. Normally, you need to get that up to around 80-85% to really start getting that moisture to make it all the way down to the surface for us to see the rain. So that's why a good bit of that has actually been drying up, and we haven't really seen a whole lot of that activity. But I wouldn't rule out a few of those showers where I did mention across northern Acadiana. Eventually, though, we will start to see those dew points come up, and that should prevent temperatures from really cooling off too much as we go into the evening. So let's take a look at the model. It shows us relatively quiet through the overnight, but I won't rule out a few of those sprinkles. Better chance for the rain Morgan City down to New Orleans. And the model, that's where it wants to keep the rain throughout a good bit of Saturday. So New Orleans, if you're heading that way tomorrow, looks to be on the wetter side. For Acadiana, we stay relatively dry. Eventually could start to see a few showers late tomorrow night into Sunday morning as that low starts to get a little bit closer to the shore and a little bit closer to us. As it continues to move closer and closer to us, winds will start to pick up a little bit out of the north, and that'll help to bring in maybe a few more wraparound showers to begin our Sunday. Could linger in the Sunday afternoon, but again, you can see the model not overly too impressed by that. Keeps most of it Mississippi, Alabama, over towards Georgia and Florida for the rains, and maybe even down into New Orleans. Now our NAM, that's the one that's a little bit more bullish and shows a little bit more of that rain actually getting into Acadiana. So we'll kind of blend the models. That's why we're going to 50-60% chance for at least scattered light showers throughout our Saturday. But you can see more significant rains, New Orleans on eastward with this system. And then again, it looks like that heads kind of towards the Panama City area. A few wraparound showers possible by Sunday morning and into the afternoon. But as that low gets closer and closer to us, it is going to cause some very gusty winds. You can see up to around 30 just to the south of Grand Isle. As that low gets to strengthen tomorrow afternoon, more of those 30s expand a little bit westward, and you can see maybe even up to 40 for some wind gusts at times as we head into Saturday evening. So it will be very gusty offshore for our friends that work on the platforms. Could see swells up to 10 feet with those gusty winds, and then even worse over towards the east where you see those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts towards the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So it will be very rough offshore. Eventually, that low begins to move out as we head into early next week. High pressure starts to build over. That clears us out and gets lots of sunshine. And with that sunshine, that's when we start to see the warmer temperatures returning to the region with 60s Monday and Tuesday and back into the lower 70s just in time for Christmas. So a few sprinkles or drizzles out there. Otherwise, just cloudy and not as cool. I'll go 46 for that overnight low, but that might be on the generous side. I think we might stay in the upper 40s. Mostly cloudy, gloomy, a high of just 58 with those scattered light showers at times. Best chance will be during the second half of the day into the evening. Could continue into Sunday, but even then doesn't look to be a whole lot. And then there's that sunshine and the pleasanter temperatures getting us back into the 60s and lower 70s by Christmas before clouds and the slight chance for some showers return by the following weekend.
All right, thanks, Eric.